Good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family. We're back once more with another daily crypto Casper live stream. And as it stands right now, as you can see from the title, I want to state, while not financial advice, of course, I want to say and believe that Casper, blockchain in particular, but Casper will capture more value than the internet. We all have heard widely already throughout the crypto space that the adoption of crypto is growing faster than the adoption of the internet. The fact that crypto is going to be adopted in the financial system as a whole is revolutionary, and it's going to grow faster than the internet and capture more value. I've got a post here, which I'm going to get into a little bit later on in just a moment, highlighting other projects, other prominent L1s right now, the likes of XRP Ledger, Algorand, HBAR, and those ones. But for me, while this is true, and I believe in what's being stated here, I believe that this is also the case for Casper as it develops more as a project. It's not going to necessarily do that right now, but still we have got a few years until the adoption of crypto fully gets integrated. We're probably quite close to some of them right now, but for full integration of crypto into the financial system, we've still got a while, and Casper, while late, for me is going to be one that's going to capture a lot of value from the financial markets and will capture more value than the internet. Right now we can see the crypto market is in a bit of a red river, if you will. Currently Bitcoin is down 0.14%, still at 98k, which is not too bad. Seemingly once more trying to break above the level of support or resistance even between 99 to 100k. Right now it seemed to rebound off it on the last 2 or 3 days. Maybe we'll see it break above, of course time will tell. So far things are looking okay. In fact, Jim Cramer made a post recently on CNBC stating that Bitcoin is going to drop to 90k, and we know Jim Cramer loves to be the anti-market, if you will, so potentially therefore this is a sign the market's actually going to go up from here. Of course, jokes aside, times will tell. But either way, you know, crypto right now is kind of in a limbo, if you will. Casper, of course, is still very much stagnant and hovering between the 11 cents to 13 cents zone right now. It tried to break above 13 cents yesterday and ended up getting rejected. Right now we are down 2.35% on the daily time frame, valued at 12.33 cents. As a result, right now we can see the volume for Casper right now is also down quite a bit to 71.1 million. Market cap still at 3.1 billion, and again the volume is mainly being controlled by the likes of Mexi and Gate. Mexi has actually been flipped by Gates now, but even then still 25%, a quarter is being taken up by Mexi, and Mexi is being labelled as the exchange that manipulates the price of Casper, which can be seen to an extent here as all exchanges have 12.2 sort of with Casper, but Mexi is the only one with 12.67. So Casper right now is in a bit of a stagnant phase once more at this lower range, but for me I think hopefully should Bitcoin hold the zone right now where it's at, if Bitcoin can reach 100k and hold that level, I think that could be an indicator for Altseason to start a little bit. Not go on a full-blown rally, but to get a little leg up for the altcoin season. You can see right now, the dominance is starting to come down a little bit by bit. Right now it's green today, that's why the market's down, but should the dominance fall below in this trend line that I drew out a while back, I believe that could be an indicator for Altseason to start a little bit, and of course it drops down lower, also go flying more so, and that will include Casper. There's still a lot of big things coming for Casper in January regarding the INATBA, regulatory potential getting a global form of regulators and global forms, potentially a Binance listing. There's speculation about that much as well, and much more. As a result, right now we've got some Casper update before we get into the main topic of this stream. One thing here, which is actually very big news, this should have probably been in the title, truth be told, very exciting news for the Casper community right now. Casper's integration to the official Ledger live app for desktop and mobile has made some amazing progress. Right now, Casper is available on on Tangent, and I believe OneKey as well. It's not available on Ledger just yet, but looks like it will be available on Ledger very soon. You know, it's a 2-minute video here, just kind of breaking down, 2.5-minute video here, just breaking down the process of it on the live app for the desktop, stuff like that, which is very cool. Shout out to Casper Frog, my man, for linking this to me once more. But this is very big to see that, you know, Ledger's coming to Casper, and that's one of the biggest cold storage providers as well. So having ledger, having one key, having tangent will be hugely beneficial for keeping safekeeping of your crypto, and also the adoption of Casper going forward as well. So I'm very excited about that. We'll see a lot more coming. This is just a sneak peek preview right now, so a little bit of a leak given out by Casper, but we'll see a lot more coming out in this cycle. I'm very, very sure of that. So by that logic, therefore, soon full Casper integration will coming on the ledger. Very, very bullish indeed. Casper adoption right now, for the most part, is still rallying right now. Ice over here is now hosting an AMA, or they've retweeted an AMA happening with Whale Pool with Casper on the 9th of January, 4 days time from now, which is good. Furthermore, you've got WireX here, who's talked about the unique proof of work L1 using the Ghost Tag protocol here with Casper, ultimately trying to raise the adoption of Casper once more. We can see, if you look at the hash rate, still hovering quite comfortably around the 1.46 to 1.5 range right now. I've been doing that for the past week or so, after having quite a lot of, stagnation around 1.3, falling off and then rallying up again. Now it's found another level of support here. I believe we'll see that probably continue for the next, probably a month, I like to believe, until the mining pool of Binance is up, and then maybe we'll see it jump up again. Of course, time will tell. And furthermore, also the addresses right now are steady, holding at 586,000 addresses. We're still seeing a steady rise right now. In regards to the big holders right now, this wallet here, which again is quite weird, is only 10 Casper. This is KuCoin's wallet here, adding 10 Casper. The big addresses are still holding more and more. We're seeing the old big Mexi wallet losing more, and the second wallet for them now becoming their main wallet is going up higher and higher. Gate's still very close to being an Aquaman. Ultimately, to my understanding, if exchanges start rallying and building up more and more of their capital and accumulation of a project, that tends to be their indication or a sign potentially, again, not financial advice, potentially they're going to see something big happening soon, so they want to make sure they can profit off that as well. I still believe Binance listing is coming very, very soon, amongst other listings as well. I'm sure you're going to see the likes of OKX in the cycle, Coinbase, and many, many more with Casper. We've got this post here from Captain Sats, which I think is very, very important. Talk about among the projects built or being built on Casper right now. Of course, to talk about the KII, you have the likes of Warp Core, which is ISO 202 compliance, which is very, very crucially important to the future monetary system. Obviously, it's a compliance layer linking Casper to the TradeFi world, hugely important, and that also coincides this post here I'm about to cover. You also got Gigawatt stablecoin, which is a stablecoin for the energy sector. Gig stablecoins, again, very, very important. This one talks about this post here from Citibank. So Wall Street once more talking about US-backed stablecoins, but of course stablecoins in general are very important. Again, we'll circle back to that once more. You've got the ZETEX, Zero Emission Energy Trading Exchange, very important asset mint, which is real world assets, and Olive Chain being supplying just as well. Casper is targeting all the key markets, and the crucial part as well, this will be very, a lot of these projects will come out almost instantly or very soon after the implementation of stablecoins for Casper. I'll come back to that again in just a moment. Now we've got other stuff as well here. I'll cover this part here as well. John McAfee as well. But this post here, something put in my server earlier, which is, once more an interesting perspective here. Altcoin Daily, again, 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. He made a video recently talking about 21 undervalued, top 21 undervalued projects under $1 going into 2025. He listed Casper at the number 1 right now. He's got a list of everything in the cycle. He believes, of course, not financial advice, his own belief. Make your own belief, do your own research. Because with Bitcoin here, 145k for me, that is quite a reasonable prediction. I'm holding to between 150 to 180k me personally. Ethereum 9.8k me, I think it's a bit high. I'm also aiming at 8k, but again, time will tell. Solana 720, so on and so forth. And then for me, the one obviously was talking about here, of course, being mainly much we are a crypto channel, we're mainly Casper, of course, here. Casper, for him, this is his bullish prediction, is $2.50. Now, again, time will tell. But the reason why I do see this as a possibility is based on the fact that, yes, Casper's price action has been stagnant for over a year and it has been struggling. But at the same time, if you want to look historically speaking at other projects have equally had lackluster price action for quite some time, and then seen a lot of, volatility, a lot of price movement, and a very short span of time in the latter half of the cycle. Of course, when the cycle tops, again, time will tell. We'll have to see where it tops out. But, I spoke about it already in the past. For example, you could take Solana, being right now the number 1 into the volume in this space, to my knowledge. Solana right now in its first cycle back in 2021, you saw it did absolutely nothing in the whole of the bear or the year before the bull cycle, and then started making a little run up in the beginning of the bull cycle, or at least in 2021. So in comparative, it would be 2025 right now. So it make a bit of run up now, small correction. When the first top happened, more correct, and then it made a massive rally from September through to November. Now, I'm not saying Casper's going to be next Solana, that sort of thing. I'm just stating that while Casper's doing poorly, don't be emotional, be logical, do your research on other projects, research as a general outlook of things, and understand that Casper still can very much have a rally later on in the cycle. And for me, in the future to be, years down the line, Casper, I think, will capture more value than the internet. I'll talk about this later on, but I want to talk about this post here from Smoke, which I think is very, very important. So, why the blockchain paradigm shift will capture more value than the internet, based on this article here from Vera Ventures. So, institutional documentation once more. Very, very big things coming right now. So right now we can see, in regard to the internet, predominantly it's all applications, and then it's the protocol layer, we don't really think about it, right? Whereas blockchain right now is vice versa, but that will eventually shift in due time to be similar to the internet, I'd like to believe. But right now, the protocol layer for the internet is HTTP. You don't realize it probably because you don't type in HTTP www. You just type in www and that's it. The application layers like Google, Amazon, and so forth. So here we can see blockchain systems are fundamentally different from the traditional internet in how value is distributed. On the internet, most of the value is captured by applications like Google, Facebook, or Amazon, while the underlying protocols like HTTP or TCP/IP are free and largely invisible to users. No one really thinks about them. But in contrast, right now, blockchain shifts value to its protocol layer. That's why blockchain is different. Crypto, for example, gets XRP. XRP shifts its value to the XRP ledger. The foundational infrastructure, for example, like the XRP ledger, Algorand, or HBAR, which are the main ones right now for me, what Casper's building, will give it a space in this system. I don't think there's going to be one decisive protocol layer. There'll be multiple. I think Casper's going to be one of them based on what they're building. Right now, all the institutions have shifted to proof of stake because proof of work, quote unquote, failed in being what crypto is meant to be because Bitcoin is not scalable. But Casper is proving that proof of work can work, which is inherently what crypto is meant to be, decentralized, and therefore potentially, in my belief, better for the crypto space as well and for investors. So these protocols here aren't just technical enablers, they directly capture value through transaction fees, staking, and other mechanisms. Stuff once more that Casper's working on. I'll remind you once more of this post here of Casper version 2.03 ready for testnet 10, ultimately talking about 4 new operators being issued, burned, Blacklisted, and Chown, that will be coming to the mainnet or testnet 10, therefore soon to the mainnet very, very soon. These are crucially important to stablecoins coming to Casper. And furthermore, right now, with the adoption of crypto, we are still extremely early. I think the last time I saw it, the fun fact that I saw is that apparently 7% of the world population is in crypto. You've got, think about the internet right now. Pretty much everybody has access to the internet. So as more users and data move to blockchain platforms, the protocol layer becomes increasingly valuable, creating a system for accelerated value capture at its core. That's also what the KIR's goal is, to be a market maker for Casper. To get the protocol, to get Casper's block DAG technology out there for the institutional clients out there in the world. And that will inherently create more value to the Casper platform, and therefore, because again how blockchain works, it's also reliant on, it's also reliant on the actual, projects themselves, because blockchain is different after all. It'll by then bringing more value to the Casper platform, it will inherently bring more demand to Casper, which will therefore increase its value going forward as well. At least my belief once more. This shift matters because it changes how wealth and innovations are distributed in a digital economy. The rise of blockchain adoption, projected to surpass 10 million daily users, means that the foundation of these systems, not just the applications built on top, will hold the greatest long-term value. Which means the tokens of the layer 1 blockchains, in Casper's case block DAG, but layer 1s, will capture majority of this value in this shift. Projects like Ripple, XRP Ledger, they've been around longer than Bitcoin, so they have an advantage in that regard. But they're centralized. Projects like Algorand, very, very good real-world asset project as well. Similar to XRP Ledger, similar to XLM, similar to Hedera HBAR. Their layer 1 blockchains are going to capture significant value in this shift happening with financial system right now. Casper is late. I agree. But for me, I do believe that Casper will be in this category of L1s that will capture value. Again, the INTBA did list Casper under the most exciting DeFi solutions of 2025. And the INTBA will announce their winner in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, and the winners will be given a global forum by the INTBA for that project in question, hopefully Casper, to be in contact with regulators and policymakers. Again, crucially important factors right now for the shift happening in this space. This is why there's an institutional focus on public blockchains right now, and that will come to Casper with smart contracts coming involved, stablecoins coming involved, 10 BPS coming involved. Remember once more, Chris Kang of the Casplex co-founder, he made a post. I highlight this quite frequently, but again, it's something that's very important to note, that he made a post that existing L2 solutions, which a lot of these projects in this space have L2 solutions, Ethereum being one of them, might not want to give up their centralized sequencer schemes because they're already generating income ranging from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a month. And that will likely scale up more and more with more users coming on board, more institutional adoption coming on board. Casper, after Crescendo's upgrade happening this year, in the next few months, when it reaches 10 BPS, eliminates the need for scalability, therefore it won't need an L2 sequencer. So it can just stay as it is in an L1. So therefore, whereas every other L2 solution won't want to go to centralization because, again, they're already generating a lot of income and they don't need to change, eventually, in due time, these institutions, developers, these users will realize the benefit of being on an equally as fast, if not faster, if not as scalable, if not as cheap platform, while also remaining centralized, therefore being more secure as well. Which is why the belief from Chris Kang here, which I personally believe as well, is that Casper, with the ability to verify ZK proofs, so smart contracts, will become the infrastructure of the entire blockchain world. Again, why this point here is so important, institutions are looking heavily into L1 solutions. I've highlighted this a few times in my past streams. And while Casper, coming out as it is, won't necessarily capture a lot of this value instantaneously, I think you'll see other applications start to grab that, and Casper, when it starts releasing their smart contracts, 10 BPS, eventually 100 BPS, so to speak, Dagnite, and stablecoins coming on Casper, when they release their projects, the KRI, with the following of smart contracts, it will start to steal users' liquidity and adoption from these other chains to become the infrastructure for the entire L1 space. I'll list information in my Discord server because this is once more information I think is very, very important to understand and to know. Once more, we've got here the 2025 Wealth Outlook report from Citibank, again, Wall Street, stating stablecoins could make dollars more accessible to the world and reinforce the US currency's long-standing global dominance, ultimately highlighting once more the importance of stablecoins in the current financial economy and also the soon-to-be crypto financial economy with the traditional financial system. And again, reminding you that Casper are now implementing, operations and stuff to get stablecoins on their platform. Casper has a lot being built behind the scenes right now. You've got a lot of this stuff. This is stuff happening behind the scenes. Ledger, soon to be implementing and allowing Casper. Very, very big news. You're getting more adoption coming through time and time again. These projects here will be coming through. Very groundbreaking project, allowing Casper to compete with the likes of HBAR, Grant, and XRP. These projects coming through, likely most of them this year, following smart contracts. This post here from Jonathan Belinsky highlights, atomic composability and other consideration for L1, L2 support, ultimately what Casper are considering with smart contracts. To give you a TLDR, this information once more is available, and I made the TLDR in my Discord community, the link to which is on my YouTube homepage right here, description, and also now be posted in the chat. But the TLDR of this post right here from Polinsky is talking about the fact that, atomic possibilities sound like a nuance, and I'm quoting this, but is vital for ensuring the fragmented, unified shared state which doesn't force users, developers, and liquidity pools to work on isolated rollups. So in summary of this article here, he talks about the problem with async composability. The problems with async. The problems with it, which is inherently what other chains like Ethereum will go through as well, is latency. So where smart contracts interact through a base layer instead of going directly, so therefore this can cause delays in transactions. Also, reduced atomicity. So therefore, transactions across different smart contracts may not be atomic. Therefore, should one of these transactions fail, this may not be rolled back, therefore causing the rest to fail. But with Casper solution, with atomic composability, you would have on-chain sequencing. So due to Casper's block DAG technology, it enables on-chain sequencing for transactions. So all transactions within a block are processed automatically, or atomically even. You have faster confirmation times, enhanced security, and you also have an improved user experience because everyone will be happier when they have near instant transactions with it being seamless between different smart contracts and also being more secure. And once more, Casper will have an advantage, a massive advantage, their smart contract over every other blockchain because of its architecture, because it's faster, more secure, and a more efficient smart contract interaction. If one fails, the rest won't necessarily fail with it. And this is also why the KRI are so inherently bullish on Casper, why they so desperately want to get a hold of Casper, while they're waiting for smart contracts, while they want to launch these projects with Casper. Because they inherently understand what is coming for the crypto world, the blockchain world. The KRI being institutional investors, they understand this shift happening right now. Institutional documentation coming out talking about the new era of digital interactions. They understand what's happening in crypto, and they understand that what Casper's building is inherently what crypto was meant to be, what Bitcoin was going to be. But because Bitcoin couldn't do it, they created proof of stakes as a solution to do so, because proof of work technically didn't work. But Casper proving that proof of work can work. It's still early stages, but there's a lot more coming to Casper. And with their developments, smart contracts, stablecoins coming on, KRI and their products they're launching, 10 BPS to be 100 BPS, DAG9 and much, much more, Casper is going to be, in my belief, a protocol that will directly capture value through transaction fees with Casper. And you'll see a lot of value coming to Casper through their other mechanisms that will be integrated into the platform as the cycle develops more and more, and the future to be as well. This is why, for me, Casper is one of the few projects in this space that I will hold long term. There'll be some projects that I'll cycle out. I mean, I'll take profits in Casper, of course. But in this space, there aren't many projects that I'll hold long term. Sui right now I'm very happy with Sui. I got it at 1.8, and it's at 5.2. I'm very happy. I made a decent bag with it. After the cycle ends, I don't imagine I'll still be in Sui. I don't think I will be. Casper, XRP. I've gone to XRP over a year ago or something like that. Held it at 50 cents. It's now jumped up to as high as $2.90. I'm very happy with that bag as well. That might be a project I hold after the cycle based on these sort of articles, and I understand Ripple's, what they're trying to build and their adoption they have is significant enough to where they could still see some more pumps and increased adoption coming forward. Casper is one though that my conviction with that stays strong. Iron will strong conviction of Casper because of how early it is, and what they're building is a testament to what crypto is meant to be. And it being decentralized is a massive boon, a massive benefit that literally no other project in this space besides Bitcoin can truly attest to. Everything else here, like XRP, like Algorand, like Sui, everything else, they claim to be decentralized. And while they may have decentralized protocols attached to their system, they are a centralized authority behind them. Ripple is behind XRP. Sui has VC backing and ICOs. They have a central authority behind Sui as well. Casper, while having the founders known, unlike Bitcoin, which is not really known, they aren't CEOs. It's a fair enough proof of work, no pre-allocated developers, no ICOs. Casper is decentralized, and that's why the KRI got involved with Casper. The KRI wanted a lot of their projects, they wanted to do a lot of their projects, they required distributed ledger technology to be able to handle at scale. They need DLT solutions to do at scale, and they're going to build their own, but they couldn't, or they didn't get around to doing so. So instead they said, you know what, we're going to adopt and utilize and approach Casper instead. So we utilize Casper to launch these projects that will only truly work if you have solid protection from government overreach and bad actors, being decentralized, while also being able to scale on a global case, which Casper is going to try and attempt to do. Casper with 10 BPS would be able to compete with most of these projects in the space, if not surpass all of them. And they've got the goal to do 100 BPS, which again is indefinitely, I think it's still possible. I'll highlight this website that Mr. Miles put in, or at least sent to our community not too long ago here, where you can see the block per second visualized, so you understand right now this is what we're running at. You know, it's still very, very fast. It's the fastest proof of work in this space by quite a while, by quite a means. I think the closest after that is Bitcoin at 600. Actually, no, Bitcoin's not the next closest, but Bitcoin's at 600. So 600 times after Bitcoin. We're going to see this in the next 3 or 4 months, on the next 2 or 3 months, making it 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. This is the future that we envision with Casper, that Tom Polinsky wants to attain with Casper, 100 BPS. This is what we want to see. That is insanely fast. That will, like right now, of 10 BPS, to my knowledge, Casper will be faster than the likes of Visa, which is insane. That is truly the end game. You know, we have Shai saying Casper the end game for L1s. You have Chris Kang saying that ZK opcodes will be end game for Casper as well. The word end game has been utilized quite a lot, and while I agree with that, the true end game for me with Casper is obviously the worldwide adoption, but it's the DAG Knight, everything else coming with it as well. And the adoption is, I mean, this is something here John McAfee back in 2017 put here as well. Replying to this post here, talking about, you know, Bitcoin investors will be the richest people on the earth, which, you know, shock, he was right. Anyone who understands Bitcoin cannot deny this, but what does that say about Bitcoin miners? We occupy the top rung of profitability. Soon mining will become immorally profitable. Or it will switch to proof of stake and miners will be out of a job, and Bitcoin will be abandoned in favor of some other proof of work coin. John McAfee, 1.1 million followers. Very well known man. I'm not saying he's, you know, correct, but he's saying here that Bitcoin will be abandoned in favor of other proof of work. I don't think Bitcoin will be abandoned. I mean, it's not going to happen. We're seeing Bitcoin being talked about as becoming, you know, treasury reserves for governments. It won't be abandoned. But I think Casper will become the whereas Bitcoin's become the L1 as a store of value, Casper for me will become the L1 of choice for medium of exchange in the future to be. Not this cycle, maybe not even next cycle, but in the future to be, Casper will gain significant market share and a lot of adoption as crypto is becoming integrally accepted and merging with TradeFi. These are the updates coming for Casper right now. What is due to come for Casper is extremely bullish, and you know, to prove how Ripple and XRP are doing right now, Ripple released their stablecoin, their RUSD, about 2 weeks ago on the 17th of December. And in that time, so in 2 weeks of, you know, officially launching, it's already become the 4th largest stablecoin in terms of 24 hours volume, crossing over 600 million, which is insane. Of course, it's nowhere near the top runners like FDUSD, USDC, and USDT. But based on what Ripple have, their connections, their partnerships, what I've seen and researched, I think Ripple's RUSD will start gaining more traction and probably flip FDUSD. I imagine it wouldn't be so far off to also flip the likes of USDC as well. Tether, again, time will tell, but I think Ripple has a lot going for it, hence why I still hold XRP, despite its centralization. I don't hold a lot in it because I do understand inherently that there's always a chance the developers rug you, or the CEOs rug you, because again, it's very, very centralized, and that can be a problem. That's why I hold Casper more so, because it's decentralized. But, you know, with what's coming to the space, the shift about to happen, the institutional documentation we are seeing from Wall Street companies, from trillion-dollar wealth managers, I see crypto as still right now, truth be told, quite an inherently undervalued sector. We currently only have $3.5 trillion in crypto market cap. This, for me, for where crypto is going to be in the future, is extremely undervalued. The reason why I and a lot of KOLs and influencers say this is the great wealth transfer is partly talking on the fact that some project in the space will generate you life-changing wealth in this cycle alone. A lot of it's happening in Solana memes right now, stuff that I talk about. a bit more so in my Patreon. I'll talk about it a little bit more in a moment, but also with other projects as well. Sui's done very well. People who got in early would have made a big buck from that. You've got C, you've got Desync, you've got Casper if you've got extremely early war in the beginning of the, if you got in the bear cycle. But equally, I also highlight it as the Great Wealth Strategy because I think there are going to be some projects, should you find the good ones in this cycle, that will be continued to climb throughout the maturing of crypto as a whole. I see Bitcoin in the future reaching $1 million. Not this cycle, of course, that'd be ridiculous. Maybe not next cycle wide, that also seems quite excessive, but maybe in the next 3 or 4 cycles, Bitcoin could reach $1 million. And for me, the amount of value these other projects will get is also will be significant. When all the current world's money shifts from being in banks and traditional financial systems, going all into blockchain and protocols, you know, from Ripples to H-bars to Algorand's to Caspers. You'll see other sectors also have other means. Gaming will have our own sector as well. I feel gaming will be very big. Your AI as well. AI being right now AI agents being all the hype right now, all the meta. Where we've had a lot of our gains right now in the Patreon. I think crypto is in a very, very early stage, and we'll see a lot more in terms of adoption coming in this cycle, and equally more so from this point onwards as well. So this is why I highlight this being the Great Wealth Transfer. That's why I created my own community, you know, back in August. You know, I should have done it earlier, truth be told, but I made it back in August so we could all have a community where everyone's actively trying to learn more and more about the space, you know, understanding the significance of what's about to come, and hopefully be able to create trading strategies as a result so we could hopefully profit from it. And that's also why about 3 weeks ago I created my own Patreon, where, you know, it was based on the fact that there was a lot of fun at the time with other content creators that people were talking about, and I wanted to offer my own alternative which was more affordable, but equally offer some extra value that the free Discord server doesn't give you. So more insight information, trading information, you know, buy and sell alerts, early access to hidden gems that I think have good potential, which so far the ones I have called have been very, very profitable. In regards to the buy and sell, we also made some picks of this one here I put in the chat yesterday, literally yesterday. One called Build on the Solana chain. I put it in at a $12.7 million market cap, and it peaked at 70 million yesterday. So, you know, it's jumped up, you know, 447%, which is over a 5x, which is insane. And that's one of the few picks, that's one of the many picks we put in there that have done very, very well. This one I put in yesterday. I put in this one, you know, back on the 19th of December. Actually, no, C Crypto, the trader in our community, also put this in, and that made a 2,400, that's made a 25x. And they equally have Zeno here, that he put in at around 5.2 mil, and that jumped up to 22 mil. That also made a almost 4.5x as well, a 327% gain. So if you want to learn more, and there'll be a lot more coming, I plan to make a big announcement about this tomorrow, then yeah, by all means go check it out, link in the description, the chat, also use your homepage right here. And we welcome you. You know, we're trying to build a community of people who actually want to learn how to make more money and increase their faith and belief in crypto and Casper as a whole. Build that, you know, just trying to build our wealth, if you will. We're also trying to build our knowledge. Because knowledge, for me, knowledge is power. This sort of information here, I think, is extremely important to help you set up your position, or set up your mindset for the position of where crypto is going to go. You know, the gradual then sudden shift about to happen in this market based on the level of institutional adoption coming in very, very soon. I spoke about this yesterday, about how Coinbase recently had a court case where they actually managed to get hold of 25 unreleased documents from the FDIC, which shows that the Biden administration and the FDIC the Biden administration was instructing the FDIC, instructing all banks and FIs to cease all crypto-related services. Operation Choke Point 2.0, basically. The FDIC sent out 25 letters alerting banks to stop developing Bitcoin banking products such as trading and custody, Bitcoin-backed loans, Bitcoin cash-back rewards, and Bitcoin-linked payment cards. They are cracking down on it, and worst part as well, that some of these letters were written 2 to 3 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago. And there'd been no movement or development on the banks being allowed to now start trading and offering custodies and products related to crypto and digital assets since. They just completely stonewalled them. It was, it's ridiculous. But now, with Trump coming into office in 15 days, almost 2 weeks from now, we'll likely see a massive green light with banks now, flipping the switch, if you will, and seeing quite quickly a lot of these pro-crypto, custody and product offerings coming out. You'll see a lot more adoption coming through. You'll see more ETFs being filed. You'll see quick adoption. I'd like to believe, again, we'll have to wait and see what Trump does when he gets into office. There's a lot of people saying he will do a lot in the first, 90 days of his, or first 100 days of his inauguration. But with that, we do see a good possibility that we'll see crypto go much higher, and equally Casper go a lot higher as well. Again, some saying $2.50. I think $2 is quite reasonable. A lot of people are now saying $1 Casper, and for me, $2 being a 50 billion markup, I think is still quite reasonable for Casper. I think it's still potentially quite bearish, while the price not moves a lot. For how much we see some projects rally in such a short span of time, I think it's definitely a possibility. Considering we still have, not to mention again smart contracts coming to Casper in due time, stable coins, 10 BPS, more adoption, and especially then of course institutional adoption, but also then of course the tier 1 listings that are still haven't, we've got Kraken, technically we've got Bybit and BitGet as well. We've got these three which are big, but we still haven't got the big boys being the likes of Binance, Coinbase, OKX. You've got some down here, the likes of crypto.com being quite a big one as well. These Coinbase, OKX, and Binance are the big ones that we really, really need, which will massively help in the adoption of Casper. For me, in the long term, Casper will capture more value than the internet, based on what I've seen here, and that is, the price happening right now. Again, for me, I don't focus on while I'm trading, and what we'll talk about in the community here. We should focus on here, short term price action and how to make money in a quick short pattern. With Casper, I don't focus on short term price action. There are multiple projects I do. Casper's not one I do because I think it's a great long term hold. And the profits I do make from the stuff I trade into and other means I do from my Casper, I've got more and more while I get the opportunity to do so, while it's still undervalued about 61.2% right now. What's to come to Casper is going to be groundbreaking. We're almost at 90% supplied mind. It's getting more and more scarce, so therefore as the supply is deteriorating more and more, the demand will start rising as well. Even demand doesn't start rising, as the supply starts going less and less, the demand will start outweighing the supply, and therefore the price will in due time rise with it as well. The adoption is still going powerful. Like KRC20 for me is a very, very big deal. So, and actually, I haven't answered any questions, and I apologise. I will get into them in just a second. But there was one question asked to me. Mr. Miles asked it, and I think somebody else, it might have been Buffalo Theory, asked me about KRC20 and what would happen when smart contracts come out. So the question was put down, KRC20 projects will migrate over, but the tech that is KRC20 will no longer be functional, right? So these will migrate over. What happened to the tech of KRC20? So from my understanding, again, I still need to speak. It's better off actually asking the developers because I know a lot more. From my understanding from the research that I conducted, the introduction of smart contracts will allow these projects to migrate over, but also it will likely evolve the KRC20 standard as a whole. So it won't make it non-functional or give it maybe more benefits, So think about it this way. KRC20 tokens already can be integrated into more complex application and functionalities. It could be already integrated into DEXs, into, SEX, stuff like that as well. DeFi protocols, and so on and so forth. So with smart contracts coming out, it'll most likely allow for a more sophisticated feature to be integrated with, like burnable tokens, mintable tokens, more mintable, again, if that's true to be the case, or access control mechanisms. So restrictions on who can transfer and use specific tokens. So smart contracts will not make these tokens obsolete, and equally I don't think it'll make the whole ecosystem obsolete. I think smart contracts will evolve the whole ecosystem as a whole, which is what I believe will happen a while back. I think those who listened to me talk about this probably a month or two back now are stating that. I think because KRC20, when it was first announced by the KF, that actually caught the developers off guard. They didn't know Chaos 20 was going to be coming out, so they didn't plan for it. The KF wanted to do that. That's why the first launch of Chaos 20 was deemed as a failure. And that's why the second time round the relaunch, that's because you had the main core developers like Michael Sutton and Tom Polinsky get behind it to help out. But they brought out they brought out Chaos 20, right, which is not smart contracts. They're just stuff. It's not. But the way I believed it would happen, and seemingly what they seem to be doing as well with the layer 1.5, Project Sparkle, that sort of stuff, is they create smart contracts when they release them that will also allow the ecosystem of Chaos 20 to migrate over and evolve with the smart contracts. Of course, yes, time will tell. We'll have to see. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. What I've done for my research, do your own research, and better still, even try and get a hold of the developers and ask them personally, because they might be able to give you a better answer than I can. Well, actually, they would. Not might, but they would be able to give you a better answer than I can. But I think the release of smart contracts will be a massive benefit for Casper as a whole, for the Chaos 20 ecosystem as well, allowing these projects to do better and evolve the system to the next level. And equally then allow these projects to be launched, see more institutional money coming in, and that will, allow Casper once more to get close to being that platform, the L1, that will capture more value than the internet in the future to be. We have more stuff here, but I'm going to get some questions. It has been, 40 minutes. What's up, Divas? Welcome back to the stream, my man. Buffalo Theory. What's good, my man? Morning to you too. Sup, Chris W. What's up, DD? What's up, Nico as well? Good morning, Crazy World as well. And as Toggle Delay says, be doing these streams daily, 160 odd days in a row, something like that. Been going strong every single day. If you enjoy the stream, be doing it daily. Leave a like, share it, and subscribe for more. Anthony, I tried to transfer some Casper to Trust Wallet today, Binance Wallet, and the Casper network is not available on there. I was surprised in light of the fact that Binance already has pools with Casper. I am surprised to hear that myself, my man. Of course, we can see here on the Casper website, CoinMarketCap, being Binance One website. Yeah, I've got the Binance Web3 wallet and Trust Wallet here, so why you can't is news to me. Maybe try and get in contact with their support team and find out why. Maybe you have to wait for the spot listing. I don't know. That doesn't really make sense because they have got a pool on there and they've got exchange listings as well, Tuesday exchange as well. Yeah, all I can recommend is try and reach out to the support team and see if you can get an answer, my man. I truly hope stablecoins on Casper will come before smart contracts. I do as well. I do. Whether it will or not, I'm not sure. I mean, this again, they're seemingly, ready for testnet 10. And if they're ready for testnet 10, they can implement it quite quickly, I'm sure. But then they'll probably also have to do a test for testnet 11 being 10 BPS. So I think you'll see this come up for smart contracts. You'll probably see it come after 10 BPS migration hard fork though. They're testing it for testnet 10. If it works out for that, they're testing for testnet 11. If it works on that, you'll see it come out for Casper, I'm sure. But again, this is very, very early stages. Right? We just heard about this literally like 2 weeks ago. So we've got a lot more time to wait, I'm sure. Again, Casper is notorious, and I do like this fact that they're notorious for taking their time doing things, which I think is better off doing it slow and steady and make sure it's all fleshed out than trying to release it quickly and causing problems. I hope we will see a benefiting this month. I hope we do as well. I think there's a possibility. I did talk about that in my video I made a day or two ago about the possibility of there being a listing, a Binance listing by the end of the month. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. But time will tell. Time will tell. Either way, I believe Binance will come this quarter. I've been commenting on every Binance TikTok video about Casper, but only bots are responding on them. And that's the problem as well. And that's one reason why people ask me a lot as well about, MEXC is manipulating price of Casper. Will that change when Binance gets involved? No, it won't. If any, most likely what you'll see is the botting shifts from MEXC to Binance. Because Binance, being the large exchange it is, it's also got a lot of bots in it. So Binance will definitely help the price of Casper, but equally just be more botting going on. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard, but ultimately it's still more bullish for Casper than it is bearish. But yeah, bots are everywhere. Of course, I'm not surprised by that, Andy. Honestly, it's frustrating, I imagine, because you want to actually get some actual human response, but it's hard now. Everything now, AI is just taking over. It's hard to actually get a human at the end of the thing. Even when you're trying to sort out anything anything money related. I tried to call up my bank the other day. I was getting automated AI response. I'm like, I want to speak to a person because that's not going to help me. And Enzo as well saying, yeah, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. This guy is dedicated. Thank you very much, man. I try to. Love getting my Casper news here. Hey, I love everyone turning up every single day and learning more about the space. It's been, a true journey for all of us right now. Started streaming arguably at the worst time possible, but either way, you've heard every single day, my conviction's not wavered at all, and I'll happily celebrate with the rest of all of us here when Casper does surpass its all-time high, which I think will be happening very soon. Good afternoon, Bingo Bango. Welcome to stream, my man. 100 PS Casper will be number 2 for sure. I believe so as well. I think when Casper gets the adoption it needs, and yes, when Casper does capture more value in the internet with its block DAG technology, DAG-Knight, you name it, I think it will become number 2. It will become, the top crypto, arguably. Visa top end is 10k TPS. If you hit 30 BPS, it will blow it out of the water. At 10 BPS, around 6k. Yeah, I have seen that post as well. That's what it was in the video where somebody was talking about it. The top end of Visa is 10k, but that's again, that's on paper. To my knowledge, has not actually been proven or tested properly. So I think on average, it does about 1.7 TPS. Where Casper, what Casper will do should be around what it can handle. Is 3k. What it actually does will depend on the adoption, but what it can handle with 3k, or Visa can, technically handle, speaking wise, is 1.7, so it should be bigger than Visa. Yeah, Visa has never been tested at 10k TPS. They say they can do it, that if it's needed, but I've never seen them try to do it anyways. One thing I don't understand about Casper Decentralized is that exchanges hold so much coins. Exchanges do hold a lot of coins, right? But you can see that from here right now. Casper is decentralized in comparison to other projects, right? A lot of these other projects right now, you look in the space, you got stuff like Ethereum, XRP, Solana, you name it, all these projects here, Cardano, where the reason why they're not truly decentralized is because they had initial coin offerings, ICOs, they had pre-sales as well, which meant that certain people got hold of the tokens earlier before it was released to the public. You got some people also have gifted their employees the tokens as well. So ultimately, you've got a load of people who, because of their insider information or because of their position they were in, they got access to the tokens earlier. Whereas Casper was just launched flat like that, where everyone had the opportunity to get to Casper early if they found out about it, but it was no pre-mining, no pre-allocation to developers, none of that. Exchanges hold Casper because they need to have enough liquidity to, because right now, for example, Gate have almost 1 billion Casper. A lot of Casper definitely, but that's because while they're holding a lot, if you buy Casper off Gate Exchange, it comes out of this wallet because they need to have enough liquidity to have the project. That's why a lot of exchanges hold quite a lot of Casper, because they need to have enough liquidity to launch the project. Otherwise, if they didn't have enough and people bought all the Casper off their exchange, there'd been a lot of issues. So, and right now, if you look at it as well, the top 10 addresses, which predominantly are old exchanges to my knowledge, is 17.6%. I'm pretty sure the next closest is the likes of, I think, Bitcoin probably, which I think last I checked was like 23, 24%, and that's because of Wall Street getting involved. So Casper and Bitcoin are the only two that, to my knowledge, that are truly decentralized. And then Casper, by logic as well, is also the most decentralized because of the current holders right now, in terms of like top 10 addresses and that sort of stuff, is significantly less than other projects in this space. I can't see a Discord. I can't explain why, Mr. J Blockdag. If you want to go check it out, it is in the description of this stream right now. Equally, again, it's on my homepage right now. And I can link both again in the chat. The free Discord server where you go just chill and chat and learn more about the space with the information and stuff that's in there and the community. But equally, if you want to actively, lock in and learn more money making methods through the What page that I launched 2 weeks ago, then yes, you can do so as well. We've got a trader in there. We're making a lot of big plays right now. We've made a lot of money making moves so far. I'm planning to make a lot more as the cycle develops more and more. Again, made a 4-5x yesterday. And I think still got more space to run this project potentially. We got Exo Cortex that we talked about, 2-3 weeks back, and that also made a 25x. This one I spoke about, similar time, came down for a while, waited until New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, or New Year's Eve, even the 30th, and then it started rallying up and made a 4x of that as well. And that's just some. We've made a lot of profit in that stream. We'll make a lot more as the meta keeps evolving more and more and the time keeps changing. So yeah, you want to go check that out again. Links are in the chat description, also my homepage. Casper's already available on Ledger, is it? Okay, maybe that I'll check that out. I was not aware of that. I already have Tangent, and I know of One Key. I I have Tangent, so I know Casper. I know yeah, but yeah, so yeah, Decentralization Casper is available on Ledger. So yeah, so I'm looking it up. So yeah, Casper is available on Ledger, but it's not. But it doesn't seem to be directly supported. Sort of thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, either way, you know, this in itself is. So it seems to be on Ledger, but it's not fully integrated or something along that lines. That's why we're seeing this post here. Casper announced this 5 hours ago about Casper's integration to the official Ledger Live app for desktop and mobile has made some amazing progress. So, you know, we've got a lot of stuff coming in very, very soon. So ultimately, soon, full Casper integration on Ledger. So we've got partial integration. We'll see full integration with Ledger happening, I imagine, quite soon. Of course, we haven't got a timeline for it just yet, but I imagine it'll come out quite soon, which is still very big. Good evening, Casper. Welcome back to the stream. Thank you very much for this scoop as well. Very bullish on that. Seeing this stream only having about between 50 to 90 people watching every day just shows that not many people know about this amazing crypto. When people find out about it, they'll be as invested as us. That is partly true, but it is partly true. But it's one of those ones because one, this channel is not that big, which to the extent I do like, because it means that I can actually answer everybody's questions when the bull one starts going up in full force and Casper starts rallying higher and higher. These streams will definitely be probably peaking at 100 plus views, and that will make it very hard for me to answer questions. It's going to be a whole ordeal when that happens, and much I'm looking forward to it, I'm also dreading it. But yeah, you'll see a lot of people right now who are kind of passive investors, as in they don't look at crypto all the time, they bought Casper and they're just waiting, and they might look at the market every day, but unless there's something big happening at the price, they won't check out any information about it, they're just holding and leaving it, which is fair enough. Some of us are actually trying to learn more and more about this space, about what's coming to crypto, coming to Casper, and building our knowledge about this space, which, you know, will hopefully make us better investors in this cycle as well. But yeah, we are early enough, especially with Casper being where it's at right now, 12.32 cents, 2.4% down daily time frame. I'm sure we'll see a massive surge for Casper in this cycle based on the incoming catalyst happening this month, this quarter, and this cycle. 580k wallets is, in my opinion, also not that many people, even knowing some people have more than one wallet. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Devious, I do. The fact that we have 580k wallets is good, but ultimately you've got to understand as well, it's not 580,000, it's not 586,000 people, it's wallets, and people will have multiple wallets. You know, I mean, that's already proven down here, with Mexi having 2 wallets up here. So you have multiple wallets, of course, but while it's not a lot of things as well, take into account that last year, beginning of last year, it was around 300k, or in the 300k range. So we've seen a 200k increase in wallets, or over that, in a year, while the price actually still been stagnant. So while the price has not significantly, you know, drastically risen or rose, a lot of that might be due to KRC20 as well, truth be told, but we have not seen the price jump leap and bounds, apart from, it came down from August, but the addresses have jumped up 200k thanks to KRC20 and other developers as well. So on the grand scheme of things, it's very, very good. But again, I believe that this will hopefully, and I believe with Binance and smart contracts, this could surpass 1 mil in this cycle. I think it's a possibility. I mean, we're already close to 600k. I think it'll surpass 1 mil in this cycle. Will Casper be the number 2 Bitcoin? I honestly, we'll have to see where the developments come from. I mean, from what Casper's building right now, from what they're intending to do, I think there's a possibility Casper can become number 2. I have started to refrain from saying Casper to Bitcoin 2.0 and Casper Silver sort of stuff, while, you know, the statements have their own weight behind it, and I see the reason why people say it. I want to try, I mean, I also will talk about other projects, of course, to give people an understanding of where Casper's at, but I like to inherently talk about Casper as its own individual project, because it is an individual, it's unique. Nothing right now can compare to Casper, so I try to talk about it as an individual. So for me, Casper, what they're building is a proof of work like Bitcoin, but it's a block DAG like nothing else. So it's really revolutionary. There's a reason why Dr. Martin Heisberg, who is the head of research for Uphold Incorporated or Institutional, why he is so very bullish on Casper. He even stated, and I'm quoting this, that Bitcoin is the Casper testnet. He is someone who is paid to be knowledgeable in the crypto space, to understand what it is he's talking about. He's the head of research. He's being paid by one of the biggest institutions in the US about crypto information. So him saying Casper's really, really big, for me, is very, very bullish. Of course, he's not a financial advisor, and you can't take what he says as the holy grail. That's why when I do my research, I look at multiple avenues of information, whether it be bearish on Casper or bullish on Casper. But the whole sentiment behind Casper, for the most part, ignoring price action talk, is bullish for what they're building, and that inherently for what the price will be in the future. Current price action talk is bearish, and that's been a lot of that in my community right now, which I've had to try and mediate on because it's getting a bit much. But that talk will be in unison in the future, near future, in my belief as well, when Casper starts making more aggressive runs, when the cycle starts coming around again. If Bitcoin can break 100k and hold that, you know, once more the dominance is starting to get to that level of, you know, reaching altcoin season again a little bit. If Ethereum breaks all-time highs and that sort of stuff, we'll see alt start to rally, and I think Casper will be one that rallies with it as well. Nothing will be the number 2 Bitcoin, but Casper can be. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying as well to leave this here. Like, nothing can be the number 2 Bitcoin necessarily, but Casper is its own thing, and it's Bitcoin has its advantages. Casper equally has its own advantages, and I think it will be proven in the cycle and cycle to come as well. Just remember who's been here from the start. Oh, I've got a list of names mentally in my head already. You Creative World's been here for a long time. I know that. Bingo Bango, Mr. Miles. You got Andy A, who's one of the first people I think were in my streams. Cody's been about as well. I know many more of you have been here for a long time. I know Muscle Mike's been about. Buffalo Theory, DD's been about a lot as well. And, you know, even Massimino and many more I'm seeing jump up here and there everywhere as well. I know Brady. I know he typically does listen to these streams, but he doesn't comment very much, which is fine. He's listening in the background whilst doing his work. Keep the grind up. I know many people are still in the server and in these channels listening more and more. And again, you guys are the you guys will be the real winners. Doing your research every single day, learning more about Casper and crypto as a whole. You really want to benefit from it. Again, if you want to learn more about the Discord servers, the free one, and equally if you want to actually learn more about making money, amongst other things as well that we're providing in here, then go check out the What page, again, link in the chat description, also on the YouTube homepage right here. Can Casper reach a 3-digit amount by 2030? I would hope so. But, I mean, the way it happens right now, Casper, I think, will hit between $2 and $4 a cycle. That's my hope. We'll have to see if it actually does or not. And then we'll see, you know, maybe see a bear cycle. Again, there's a lot of talk. We may not see a bear cycle. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We may see a recession as well. There's so much, you know, noise that it's hard to really determine which is the correct information right now. We can make educational guesses. That's basically all we can do based on the information we have. But by 2030, I know that all of Casper will be mined by 2039. I know 2030 will be just after the next bull cycle. I think Casper 3 digits might be a bit much by the next cycle, unless we get severe level of adoption. And again, if Casper does become and capture more value in the internet, then yes. But, you know, just to say, like, you know, even just say $100 right now, $100 right now, there'll obviously be more total supply as more and more Casper gets mined out in the next 5 years, you know. But let's just say 25 million for the sake of 25 billion supply, whatever. If Casper was to reach 3 digits or $100, that'd be a $2.5 trillion market cap, I believe. Yeah, it'd be a $2.5 trillion market cap. Now, in the future, that's possible. I see the market probably hitting 6 trillion as my conservative, probably higher. Next cycle, I cannot give you a prediction because that's just some institutional adoption will come in that is really hard to determine what that money could actually come into the space. I want to say it'll be minimum 15, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But again, it depends. I think Casper to have a 2.5, or it'll be more than that, probably 2.6 trillion market cap by next cycle, I think's a bit much unless we get something drastic happening. In the cycle to follow that, sure. But it does depend. It does depend on the level of adoption, and equally there's stuff that I cannot really fathom what could happen in regards to the KRI and what they're launching with Casper as well, which will be massively adopted by 2030 as well. So we'll have to wait and see. The question ultimately, you've got to think about 3 digits. Yes, you can think about it in like, oh, can it reach it? You hope so, but think about it in market cap. That's what's really important, market cap. Can it reach a $2.5 trillion market cap by 2030? For me, I would say unlikely. But of course, I'm not against the idea it could do. It depends. Keep buying, guys. You to have a pretty good bear because the big money comes in, will be set. I believe so as well, Don Games. I mean, yes, I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, trade your own discretion. But for me, I think the big money, I mean, quite evident the big money is about to come in. You know, FDIC and Biden's being exposed for suppressing banks from getting a hold of crypto. That's going to change with Trump coming in power. You'll see a lot of adoption coming through, trillions coming to the space, and we'll see a massive shift with institutional adoption. And if Casper gets ETS, which could be possible, especially if they do win the award ceremony at the INATBA on the 20th of January, that could be another catalyst for ETS coming in. That could bring more institutional adoption to Casper, because again, remember, Casper has Marathon Digital Holdings, Zodiac Custody. He also has partnerships with the likes of Gone Black, KRI, you know, massive institutions already know of Casper, and we'll see more coming, I'm sure, as well. ETH, 450 billion market cap. If Casper reaches that to get to number 2 crypto, Casper needs to be $18. I don't think it's possible unless Bitcoin will surpass maybe 1 mil. I mean, yeah, again, kind of similar thought to me. It sounds a bit much right now, but of course, time will tell. Am I the early one? Am I one of the first ones here? I believe you are as well. I think you are. I remember very early on. I'm not sure if you were, you know, this early, like when I started streaming, but I know you're one of the first ones when I started streaming, because I remember you telling me almost daily, Andy, that you were buying more and more Casper at these levels down here. So I know you are definitely one of the early ones, one of the first ones, one of the OGs. I'm really excited about the Chaos meme tokens once they start catching on. I have a bunch of Nacho and Croak. I know Nacho is definitely good. I believe Nacho's going to be a big winner in the cycle, not financial advice, of course. I am not too well versed on Croak. Looks like it's doing quite a decent run right now, 1.4 mil market cap, almost half a million, 25 trading volume. Got 1.4k holders that could do very, very well. But yeah, Croak, I mean, Croak's doing all right now. I have to see where it goes from here. STG token at fantastic buy price. I have not looked at STG. I don't hold STG. I do know of it. Right now, it's you know, basically a market cap, 105 million market cap, volumes at 472.7 million. It's got Binance. Don't see Coinbase. So it's got, yes, it's got a lot of big tier ones. No Coinbase yet. It's currently basically at where it launched at price wise. It launched in the bear cycle and peaked up to $4 and crashed back down. That's been hovering on this level. I mean, maybe Stargate does alright. I don't know much about Stargate. It's got big adoption and it's seemingly stagnant, so it's okay. It's an omni-chain native asset bridge designed to solve the blockchain dilemma. I mean, again, we'll have to see if it can prove from its results, but when I hear the solve of the blockchain dilemma, the only one that I know right now that is that actually is, you know, I've done no research into STG. I know Casper, and I know Casper's trying to solve the blockchain dilemma, and so far they are doing so. I can't say so much for Stargate Finance. The fact that it hasn't, and it's not flooding Stargate, because again, Stargate may be able to do that, but the fact that you've got Stargate's target like that and Casper's like that, you know, Casper has a lot more adoption in it right now. It's slightly older, I think. But I mean, hey, I'm not knocking it. Time will tell. Stargate right now, it might rally more from here. It has had a decent rally in the past week of 32% or so. We'll see where it goes from here. It's got good adoption at least, which is good to see. What do you think will happen when Casper mining stops in 2050? To my knowledge, Casper mining will stop in 2039. To what I'm aware of, Casper mining will stop in 2039. That's when all will be mined out. Will it continue to be profitable with transactions? Will the network remain secure? I believe that Shai did mention that Casper are looking towards other means of developments, especially around the quantum space, to make sure Casper is quantum secure, because right now the biggest threat to crypto is quantum computing. I'm sure Casper will develop stuff in that regard as well. And to answer your question, well, should I do that then? Yes. To answer your question also though, yes, because when Casper is fully mined out by 2039, you still have KRC20. And KRC20, the miners can just shift to that, and that means you'll still get more adoption. With KRC20 as well, when the relaunch of KRC20, the miners made a crap ton of money. And you saw the transactions go to over 1,000 TPS, where it can only handle 300, it went to 1,000, almost 4xing. So, through my belief, Gabriel, yes, Casper will still be profitable and it'll be secure because you have KRC20, and you'll also have other developments in that time. That's 25 years away. I'm sure Casper will be focusing on other developments and means to make sure Casper still remains profitable with mining. I remember finding your stream and I told you I bought the dip at 12 cents. Hey, big up to you, my man. Great to hear. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people here are OGs, and yeah, Casper right now is still at a good buy price, I think. Again, not financial advice, do your own research. Do you have a position for this bond for Casper? Conservative, well, for me, $2 to $4, I'd say. I know Altcoin Daily did make this post recently as well about Casper between 2.5, which does seem reasonable for me as well. Mining can be kept profitable because the transaction costs were given to miners. Yeah, that also as well. But it just depends on the price of Casper and adoption. I don't think people understand what this space will look like in next cycle. The FOMO is going to be absolutely unreal as soon as it's explained to them. This is similar to Bitcoin. It'll be epic. I mean, yeah, I agree. I do completely agree with flow through. And equally, once more, the bigger part is this space is similar, if not accelerating faster than the internet. And the internet is everywhere. You don't even recognize how big the internet is. I have no idea how big the internet is. And it's going to be, and this is where crypto is going right now, it's going to be bigger than the internet. And those protocols, the L1s, that are, you know, creating these underlying protocols for crypto will inherently become, you know, the ones that gain significant market share that, you know, institutions massively adopt, and they'll be the ones to, you know, transfer the space, get increasing value, and make, and therefore capture more value than the internet. And that's why I believe Casper will be what they're building in the future to come. I remember when I said bought like 5 Casper, people here in the chat were thinking that I meant for millions or not. Yeah, I remember that as well. Again, yeah, but even you're building up your allocation time and time again, Andy, and I know you're also very young, so you know that's massive news to be as young as you are, and also, you know, doing your research into crypto more and more. You've got a massive advantage over everybody else in the space. You know, age alone, so that's very big. Hey, how low do you expect we could fall in the bear? I have to say, George, because there is sources out there from institutions suggesting that we may not see this typical 4-year cycle anymore, so we may not see it come down heavy. So time will tell. Obviously, if you're looking at historically speaking, which is hard to say with the market we're in right now, Bitcoin tends to correct 70 to 80%, give or take. So by that logic, if Casper reaches $2, it means we correct down to maybe 20 cents, give or take, if it corrects the same way as Bitcoin. But of course, you know, time will tell. We'll talk about a lot more as the cycle develops more and more. $2 $4 Casper, do not touch your bag. Looking good. Let's just let it happen. I agree. Next level cash. Just be patient. Don't be emotional. Be logical, and keep doing the research. I put in my bag trying to hit 100k Casper. That would be massively crazy. World. Keep it on, my man. Will people adopt Casper when the bear market begins, like last time, or do you think Casper will go bear like the rest this time? I think it will go bullish because most likely early in the bear cycle, that's when Dagnite will be released. There's potential it releases in 2025 this year, but likely it'll be 2026. It's not 2027. So that will be, I believe that will be a big catalyst for Casper, because Casper right now is trying to solve the trilemma. With Dagnite, it will be solving the trilemma. Like there's be no question of it. It'll have 10 PPS by then as well. It'll have smart contracts. It'll likely also have maybe even 32 PPS. But again, truth be told, no one knows. Time will tell. We have to wait and see. But that being said, thank you all once more for watching today's stream. If you enjoyed the stream again, as always, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. If you want to know about more other crypto market centers, go check out the free Discord server. Again, a link in the chat description, also when you use your homepage. And if you want to actually know how to make more money with alpha information, hidden crypto gems, trading alerts, whatever it may be, a lot we provide, then go check out the what page link in the chat description, also on your homepage once more. We'll actually learn how to make more and more money, and we will be ramping things up a lot more in this cycle. Already making a lot of big gains, and was, you know, recently and even since we launched, and we're making many more in this cycle as well. What do you think of the Casper chart? Is it reliable? I think it is. I mean, it's relatively reliable, yes. You know, it's a decent indicator from the power law. I wouldn't choose it as your holy grail indicator, though. Use it as another indicator to help you make your trading strategies. Don't go. I'm sorry, Andy A, but I have to. But thank you all once more for watching today's stream. Have a good day, good evening, good night. Check out the socials, check out the Discord, check out the WAP, and I'll see you in the next one.